Moving into the NFL, like we said, we got four divisional round games to pick today. Let's start off here. Saturday, 2:30 Mountain Time on ESPN. We've got the Houston Texans going to Kansas City to play the Chiefs. The Chiefs, obviously, they're the one seed. They got the first round bye. Houston, we saw them defeat the Chargers 32-12. Max, you and I both had the Chargers in that one.
Damn.
Brad, I would assume you might have too. But Houston really surprised us last week. Joe Mixon had 106 yards and a tutty. Nico Collins, 7 catches for a buck 22 and another tutty. Justin Herbert threw 4 picks when he had 3 the whole season. 4 picks in this game for Justin
Yeah,
Herbert. He only had 3 all season.
that was the game.
Houston, Kansas City. These two teams played in Week 16 in Kansas City. The Chiefs got them 27-19. 2 picks from CJ Stroud. Max, do you think CJ Stroud can lead Houston into KC and take down the two-time reigning Super Bowl champion Chiefs?
Again, a huge shocker, Cole Breezy, last week killing the Chargers. I mean, the first half, what was it, 7-6? It was something low like that.
Boring.
Oh my goodness! But then out of
Boring.
nowhere, I literally turned it on. I think I took a shower, came back, it's 32-11 or whatever, the 12, whatever the hell the score was. Uh, yeah, a big shocker. This is what we wanted to see from CJ Stroud all season. What's dude, all these weapons that we were talking about going into fantasy football, like, oh man, I want Stephon Diggs, we want Nico Collins, oh Tank Dell, let's go get Tank Dell, maybe even Dalton Schultz, put him on your bench, you know. You hear all these things, Joe Mixon obviously too. You hear all these weapons, and yet it's like, wow, a 10-7 season. What the? I thought they were going to run all over the South. I mean, they won the
Sure,
South. So
sure.
what are we complaining about? But
Worst division. Worst division.
yeah, but being the worst division, didn't we think that maybe they can go like 13-4? Or maybe 3 extra wins on that.
Sure.
So as far as the Chiefs go, it's the Chiefs, okay? And they're not that big flashy team right now, as we saw the entire year. They are just managing the clock. That's what they do. They run the ball, make efficient passes. For some reason, Patrick Mahomes has 1 interception a game or whatever, throwing it to like I don't even know what happens on that for him to be the best quarterback in the game, and then like these passes are not even near the receiver. I don't know, and maybe they're just trying to make it closer, trying to give the defense a little extra work. They're a good defensive team, so I think it's going to be a bit tougher for CJ Stroud. I think it could be a close game, but I think it's going to be 2017 Kansas City Chiefs. Still
20
going
to
the Chiefs.
17.
20-17. I think it's more of a defensive game. Hey, Houston also has a really good defense, and
Mm-hmm.
Chiefs not being that high-powered offense like we've seen in the past, I think it's going to be more of a defensive game.
Yeah, definitely a surprise from Houston last week. I'm gonna make this one quick. I'm going Chiefs at home. No way do I think Houston can go into Kansas City and
Right.
beat Patrick Mahomes on 2 weeks of rest. They've been game planning Andy Reid, the best coach in the game right now. That I don't best coach in the game, Andy Reid. Can
Yeah,
we agree? Can we agree with
yeah,
that?
yeah.
I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm going Chiefs.
Yeah.
I'm going Chiefs at home, 24-16. Shout out Houston, back-to-back playoff appearances after being just dog shit for a few years. So
Mhm.
shout out to them, D'Amico Ryans.
Yeah.
Great
Good
coach,
coach. Good coach.
back-to-back playoff appearances. Shout out Houston, but you're not getting this one done in Kansas City. Chiefs 24-16. Brad, wrap us up on this game.
Yeah, I'm almost the same score as what Max said. I had 21-17 Chiefs, but I will say what we saw out of Houston last week is what we expected them to be all year long.
Agreed.
Like after last year, we expected them to make some steps, go forward, and that is the team that I thought they were going to be. This is going to be a defensive battle, hence the low scoring, what I'm projecting. But they're going to have a chance. It's probably going to be pretty close. But Patrick Mahomes in divisional playoff games is 6-0, 16 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
Mm,
As of right now,
Nice.
he's has the eighth most yards all time passing in the playoffs, and he's
Oh.
28 years old. He is also, sorry, he's eighth in passing all time, most yards per game, highest passer rating, highest completion rates,
whoa,
and
whoa,
highest win percentage
whoa,
in the
whoa.
playoffs
Wow,
for his career right now.
wow.
So it's like it's hard to bet against him when it comes down to crunch time. CJ Stroud someday. With how good he was as a rookie, he had kind of a down year, but usually third year is when quarterbacks really start, improving, showing the real stuff. And so I think they're about 1 year away from being like a legit Super Bowl contender. And
Mhm.
with Tank Dell being out, tearing everything in his knee apart,
Ugh.
ACL,
Ooh.
MCL,
Yikes.
patella,
LCL,
dislocation, everything.
LCL.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Torn taint, everything. He's done. Yeah. Yeah. It's
Moving
connected to the
in.
knee if you didn't know. So,
Mo- Moving into Saturday night, 6 o'clock Mountain Time on Fox. We got the Commanders going to Detroit to take on the Lions. Detroit, obviously the 1 seed, got the first round bye. Washington is here because they won in Tampa Bay last week. Took down Blazer Mayfield, beat them 23-20. Terry McLaurin, my guy, and Diami Brown both had 89 receiving yards and a score. This was Washington's first playoff win in 20 years. Washington's first playoff win in 20 years when they called themselves the Redskins. How many names have they gone through since then? Jayden Daniels becomes the fourth rookie quarterback to ever win a road playoff game. Thought that was interesting.
hmm.
And a good nugget here for you boys. Jayden Daniels has more games in his career where his team has 0 punts and 0 turnovers, including the playoffs. He has 3 of those. He has more than the combined careers of Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, and Patrick Mahomes, who has 2.
Those guys
Games
are
where
okay.
his games where his team has 0 punts and 0 turnovers, more than the combined careers of Brady, Montana, Manning, and Mahomes. Brad, what do you think about Jayden Daniels, and can he get this one done in Detroit after a week, 2 weeks off for the Lions?
Uh, so this one's tough because I thought the Lions were dead in the water. They have, I think I checked, uh, 3,712 guys on IR on defense, I'm pretty
Lead the
sure.
league. Lead the
Like
league.
they called me last week, see what I was doing. Like they have no one.
Need that big
Okay.
body out here.
Yeah, yeah. And then I'm like, no, I'm fat and not athletic enough. But I I'm going Lions. I got 28-31 Lions for this
Okay.
game. I think it's going to be an offensive showcase. I will say Jayden Daniels, he's got 6 fourth quarter comebacks in his rookie year.
Mm.
Like
Wow.
the man is clutch. So if it comes down
Yeah.
to the wire, I could see him pulling it off. I
Yeah.
just think right now the Lions is like it's their time. David Montgomery's coming back for this game. Like they got the two-headed monster at running back. If they want to, they can just run the ball down their throat. Not to mention Ben Johnson is the
Yep.
greatest play caller I have
Yeah.
ever seen, and my head coach is Kyle
Mm.
Shanahan. Okay. So like that fake trip fumble play they did a few weeks back,
Got him.
he's Jesus.
Yeah. He's
He's
Yeah.
the
playing.
best play caller I've ever seen in my entire life. Like
He's playing
he's just
games.
brilliant. And how many trick plays, how many linemen
Mm.
have caught touchdowns this year?
Yeah.
They will
Yeah.
pull anything out of their ass to score.
Yeah.
And so I just think, and Dan Campbell, full on believer. Again, Dan Quinn's great too. The Commanders, they
Hmm.
are way ahead of schedule. We'll put it
Oh
that
yeah.
way.
Oh
I
yeah.
just think
Yep.
the pain of last year with the Lions gives them a little bit more resiliency and the two-headed monster at running back there because freaking Jayden Daniels led the Commanders in rushing this year. Okay.
Yeah. Interesting.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jayden Daniels, hell of a rookie season. I'm gonna make this one quick here, boys. I loved having Jayden Daniels on my team. He's the rookie of the year, but I don't think they can get this one done. Like you said, he's the team's leading rusher. He's the team's
Yeah.
leading rusher.
Yeah.
You got Ben Johnson on
Yeah.
the other side, the best coordinator in the game right now. If he's not a head coach next year, it's because he doesn't want to be a head coach next year. Him and Glenn, the defensive coordinator, they're both cooking things up. I've got the Lions at home, 31-23. I mean, they're doing you're calling out all these trick plays, all these stats for the first team with this many receivers to have this many yards and this many two running backs to have this many yards. First team to do those kind of things. They're doing this with Jared Goff. Jared Goff is not a guy that we think is a top quarterback in the NFL. Yeah, he went to a Super Bowl already, but I'm just impressed with Detroit. Dan Campbell, I'm impressed with the whole organization. I got Lions 31-23. Max, tell us who you got in this game, and do you wish your Bears would have taken Jayden Daniels #1 overall?
Damn. Wow. Jayden Daniels is legit. No doubt about it. All I gotta say is I would if we picked him, that's cool. That's cool. Caleb Williams had some highlights this year, had some decent games. Our coaching and Matt Eberflus is terrible. I said that 4 years ago. Why are you going to pick up a defensive coordinator from the Colts when you had multiple different options that were better than him? And anyway, we're not talking about the Bears.
No, they're not anywhere near the playoffs.
How about this? I'm going to give Caleb Williams one more year of excitement because I did see some games where he looked good. He looked good. But Jayden Daniels, obviously, I mean, we're talking rookie of the year, boys. We're talking rookie of the year. Okay. But as far as this game goes, guys, listen to these numbers just based off of the games. How many points did the Detroit Lions score? Last game of the season, 31. Who even played in that game? I mean, like, did they stop playing at halftime? Against San Francisco, they scored 40. Against Chicago, they scored 34. Against Buffalo, they scored 42 and lost. Yeah. They scored 42 points but lost. Green Bay, 34 points. Chicago, 23. Indianapolis, 24. But Jacksonville, 52. Against Tennessee, 52. Against Seattle, 42. Against Dallas, 47. Woo. Are we freaking out? This is the best scoring offense I've seen in a long time where they just pour it in, guys. They just pour it in. I think the Lions, right off the bat, are going to go up 14-0 early in the first quarter. I'm talking first quarter, they're going up 14-0. Maybe Jayden Daniels squeezes in a play where they can get a field goal, so it goes 14-3. I don't think it's as close as you guys think it's going to be. I'm going 34-20. Pretty close. I guess pretty close. 34-20, 2-touchdown game. And it might be a junk time touchdown in that fourth quarter. I got the Lions, baby. Lions are damn good. That's all I got to say about that.